a strong, sort of more of an evening brow, something if you're wearing a little more makeup and you want to go a little heavier with the colour. Because
if
it will stick to the wax.
If you've gone heavier on your eye makeup, then does that mean that you need a more defined brow?
You really need to balance that out with the brows as well. So you need a stronger brow.
Oh,
so you actually get more definition. You probably see this and you just brush through just to make sure that that comes to a point at the end. Now, this looks amazing when you're doing like a smoky eye and you want something that will look a little bit more. That's the same colour on both, but one's got the brow wax on it. And then what I do is I take a little of the highlighter. So we take this here. You see the white here?
Yes.
This is a very clever highlighter. It's not shimmery.
Yeah. So that's the one in the middle there.
You actually just want something to highlight just underneath the brow. And what that will do, this is a little makeup artist trick. Your makeup here, underneath the brow, should be the lightest part of the whole of your face. If it's any lighter anywhere else, it stops that lift under the brow. So you want that to be really light under there. And it's a matte highlighter, so it will just look that little bit popped.
Wow. It's kind of, it just accentuates the art, doesn't it?
Just
It's
literally.
a finishing touch that most of us non-professionals wouldn't have thought about.
Absolutely. And you know, and if people do that highlight, they tend to put a shimmery highlighter there, and you look like sort of Moulin Rouge, like a bit showgirly sort of, and it's all a bit too much.
Madame Jojo's?
Absolutely, it's all a bit too...
How do you know?
Well, in my day. And this just highlights, but really classy because it's that matte colour.
That looks amazing. Jenny, are you, as a model, very conscious of the importance of brows?
I am. I mean, I made a big mistake when I was younger and plucked my eyebrows too far into the centre, so they were too wide. And then with modelling, that's when makeup artists first introduced to me really making the eyebrows up, and the difference, it frames your face. It can give you an instant facelift as well, can't it? So it was definitely an insight actually how to use it. And when these kits first came out, I saw them around a lot, and I actually purchased my first one about 3 months ago. So I've actually got one of these stencils in my makeup kit, and quite often when you see me on air, my eyebrows are through this stencil, and I tell you the reason why it's fabulous. It takes stress, hassle, and time off of my getting ready routine. I can hold the stencil. It's really easy to do it.
You know they're going to
brush it over, take it off, and it's gone. And they stay all day. And I've often gone one side and then the other, and then you're catching up, and it can look terrible.
Actually, Paul, that's one of the things that I wanted to ask you about. This says semi-permanent.
Yes.
But it's not like a tattoo or anything, is it?
Absolutely not. But what it means is, if you go out in the rain, and you get water on your face, it's not going to run. If you rub your eyes, it's not going to move. If you tend to, touch your eyes or your eyes watering, they get wet, not going to move, and it's sweat-proof.
Well, you've got just about everything there, haven't you? And, I have a friend who, actually, she had some treatment after she was ill, and her eyebrows fell out, and for a long time, she's absolutely fine now, for a long time, she felt so naked without her eyebrows. So if you have had that sort of treatment, this is perfect,
a huge difference, gives you a real confidence.
Yeah, and if you would like to choose any one of these 6 shapes, you can do that. All you need to do to get our fabulous deal of the day from ILAH is to pick up the phone, dial 0904 251 2014. That's a special number just for deal of the day. You'll pay $19.99 plus your delivery charge of $7.99 and a small charge of $1.53 for the phone call. You will get this for under £20. So fabulous value for money. Sorry, under £30. Fabulous value for money. If you do that price check for us direct with ILAH, beautyshop.com, I think that's the name of the thing. Yeah, ilahbeautyshop.co.uk. You'll see the exact same travel kit for $54.99, including delivery. So that's an amazing price comparison. So what would you rather pay? That £30 or $54.99? I know what I'd rather pay. And you don't have to be an expert. Jenny was explaining how quickly she learned to use the stencil that she uses regularly. Just pick that phone up, 0904 251 2014, and you could have those eyebrows really framing your face. You could have the shape, the arch, that more youthful look, and you can have the exact colour as well that you want. It's very, very easy to order from us on Bid TV. Just wanted to ask you, Paul, in terms of colouring,
yes,
what kind of complexions can use this?
So if I talk you through the colours here, so this literally is the one on the top here. This would be for most hair types, from a sort of mousy brown hair up to a sort of auburn hair. Anything that's got a little red in it, this would be a great one for. At the bottom, the darker one is great for real rich mahogany tones. African Caribbean, that's fabulous for that. It would look really beautiful because it's like a matte black. And then you've got the one at the bottom here is a blonde. So if you're a lighter blonde, remember as well with eyebrows, if I tell you now that your eyebrow should always be just a fraction darker than your hair colour.
Okay.
So if you look at these colours and think, well, actually they're a little bit darker than my hair colour, that's good, because they should never. If your eyebrow is lighter than your natural hair colour, it has no impact.
Right.
It should always be a touch darker.
What about if you are, say, a not natural blonde?
Yes. Yeah.
And your eyebrows are a little bit too harsh, a little bit too dark.
Then what you can do is use the blonde through it to actually tone them down a little bit. So if they're a little bit harder, you can brush a little of that through and it will give it more of an ashy finish to the brow. So it will actually tone it down. I mean, this is, as a makeup artist, this is all I would use in my kit for anybody's brows, anybody I come across. So this, I wouldn't need any more than this. This would do every single thing I needed. But another little clever thing with this is these can be used as eyebrow colours, but they can also be used as eyeshadows.
Ooh.
So if you wanted to, can you just hold that for a minute, Ellen? So I've done the highlighter under the eye, and then what I'm going to do is just enhance the outside corner of the eye with a little of that blondie sort of brown colour. Because it's all about the eyes. So if the eyes are popped and the eyes open up, it literally frames the whole face. So I'll use a little of that through the crease and blend through with that colour. And then I'm going to turn the brush over and I'm going to use the black. Let's use that thinner brush there. I'm going to use that black colour and I'm going to use it as an eyeliner.
Wow, so you've got a great little... No wonder they call it a travel kit, because you've got so much in that one palette,
I mean, literally, you would have everything that you needed in here to create a really classy-looking eye makeup and the most beautiful brow. With all those different stencils, you've got daytime eyes, you've got evening eyes. Now, have a look at that. That's just literally with a little bit of the eyeliner, tiny bit of the eyeshadow, the highlighter and the brow done. And it took me like seconds to do that. It's a very, very quick routine to do because the colours are designed to look really beautiful against your skin. It's not like shimmery colours, there's no blending involved, they're very simple.
Can we just go back to the eyebrow for a second? If you are unsure about which colour to use,
yes,
would you start light and go a little bit darker if necessary? Or what?
And as well, that's a great point, Debbie, that if you have never done eyebrows before, like if you've never experienced doing brows and you've never put colour on them, always start slightly lighter because you'll feel more confident with it, and you'll be amazed at when you get compliments and when you look in the mirror and you think, actually my eyes look more lifted, everything looks better, all my makeup looks better, you'll start to go a touch darker and a little bit darker and start experimenting with some of the other stencils.